Another thing I've tried to do, which is very, very difficult, is to predict when the next earthquake might happen. That's been difficult. You know why? Why do you think? Why do you think it's difficult? For instance, go ahead.
Because you never know when an earthquake.
They don't happen very often either, do they? If they happened every day, you might say, gee, there's going to be an earthquake tomorrow. It's like the weather. It rained today, it might rain tomorrow. Earthquakes, you might have one, and then you can go 10 years and never have another one. And then 10 years from then, you have an earthquake. So they're very hard to predict. You have to learn what happens before the earthquake strikes. What happens to the ground? Some of the things that happen to the ground are... Sometimes the ground actually bulges like this, right before an earthquake. And when you see that happen, you say, maybe there's going to be an earthquake. Sometimes there is. It's very difficult. I wish I could predict an earthquake. I probably wouldn't have retired if I could predict it.
Yeah, you should. Why you did that?
But these kind of hazards, these sort of dangerous places, I worked for the Governor's Office of Emergency Services, and that's what we did. We dealt with hazards all the time. Floods, fires, earthquakes, landslides, mudslides, those things, yeah.
And if we get pollution and the ice keeps melting, the water will rise and we might flood.
You're right. That's a very good observation. Because of global warming, we might flood. Yeah. I'm kind of too old to see it, but you guys aren't. You guys will see flooding from global melting. You will. And what happens is there's ice at the North Pole and the South Pole, right? As the Earth gets warmer, what happens to the ice? It melts. And pretty soon, the oceans start rising. You'll see it, unless we can do something about it. What do you think we could do to change it? Somebody else. Cantrell.
Could it be floods in the hills?
In a hill?
Yeah.
If you're on the top of the hill, probably not.
I live in the hills.
Go swimming.
You probably won't see a flood, but if you're at the bottom of the hill, you might.
But if you're on the top of the hill, and it floods up, you can go swimming.
How about that's what it's called.
I'm almost done. If you guys have questions, just raise your hand and we'll try to answer them all. Go ahead.
What other jobs have you been?
I'm sorry?
What other jobs have you been?
What other jobs have I had? I worked for the Los Angeles County Flood Control.
Oh my God!
Years ago, that was when I used to live down where Mr. Carter was.
You went to school?
Yeah, he actually went to school.
All about him.
The favorite part of my job is being outdoors and hiking and taking that rock hammer and beating rocks. I love doing that. That's my favorite thing, is breaking, because you never know what you're going to see when you break one open.
Yeah.
You know? Sometimes you get a surprise.
Looks like a ring. Sometimes it's stuck.
You know what a geode is? Do you know what a geode is? It's when you break open a rock and there's rock crystals inside.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't see it too often, but every now and then you'll see one.
What if you're on the beach and there's an earthquake? What can you do?
It's best to get as far away from the water as possible.
Because the water doesn't help.
It's a
Because
tsunami.
that's good. Beat me to it. Yes, a tsunami can happen, and that's what's known as a seismic sea wave. It's a sea wave caused by an earthquake, and it can cause a lot of damage. So if you're at the beach and you feel an earthquake, run away from the water.
Go to your car.
How did I get interested in geology? Well, when I took that one class, I knew I wanted to be a scientist, I just didn't know what kind. And I took one geology class, and I got outside and I started breaking rocks. I had my boots on, and I felt like a geologist out there. It was fun. That's how I got started. Yeah.
Another thing to save the earth is to stop using cars.
Which would slow down what? Global warming. If we didn't put so many pollutants into the atmosphere,
And
the earth wouldn't get so warm.
I read in the book that they say that there's a hole where Antarctica is.
There's a hole?
In the ozone layer.
Oh, in the
probably
ozone
is.
layer.
Probably,
oh,
yeah.
Thank you, yes.
Yes.
There is a hole in the ozone layer, and it hopefully won't get much bigger. Cantrell?
Have you ever saw a tornado?
Have I ever seen one? Yes.
How many?
Not when I was a geologist. I
How
was,
many?
when I was in the Army, yeah, I came back from, I was in Vietnam, and I came back from Vietnam, and they put me in. I was in Vietnam. And when I came back from Vietnam, I still had some time left, so they put me in Kansas, right in the middle of the United States, and Kansas is famous for having tornadoes. So I saw one.
Maybe I don't want to go to Kansas anymore.
You have a book about volcanoes.
Oh yeah, I
You
read.
do? You like it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't want to tell you about Vietnam. You don't want to hear about it. Pardon? Why did I want to have it? Well, I like that kind of work, and you know, it's always good to make some money so you can buy a house and live in the. I lived in the Bay Area. I grew up in Southern California, but I moved up here when I took a job, and it helped. It definitely helped.
Is an emerald really a diamond, or is just a mineral?
It's a mineral. An emerald is not a diamond. An emerald is, I'll think of it in a minute.
My dad was wrong.
An emerald is it's a precious gem like a diamond, but it's,
What kind of
I can't remember the mineralogy of it. But anyway, I'll think of it.
All right.
But it's not at all like a diamond. Chemistry is completely different.
Why do you like smashing rocks?
That's funny. My wife says that. I don't know. You know, it's the surprise of breaking it open and seeing what's inside. I just like that.
It's like it's Christmas and ooh, I wonder what I got for Christmas. It's like opening, cracking open a rock and seeing
Yeah. Yeah, it's that surprise. Gee, look at this. I just opened this up.
It's like a rocket present.
I thought like
If you homeless, if they do that too much wind
comes, so you just like goes like
That's kind of like a little tornado, huh? And it spins around and you see the wind spinning the leaves. Yeah, that's a miniature tornado. That's right.
What if you hit your toe if you rip a rock?
Yeah, I've done that. Not only have I hit my foot, I've hit my knee, I've hit my thumb. You know,
Be careful.
it's what's known as the hazards of the course. My favorite subjects in college or in high school? In college, my favorite subjects, don't laugh. My favorite subjects were calculus and chemistry and physics. Those were my three favorite subjects.
What about when you were in third grade? What was your favorite subject?
In third grade, my favorite subject, I loved to read, and I loved to do arithmetic. I loved reading and I loved arithmetic.
Wait, what? Please it's good if you live in Kansas or the country because they have these houses in the backyard or on the side or in the front of the house. They have a basement with boards, and you open it. You need flashlight and water and stuff like that to see. And if you lock it, and you could stay safe in the basement.
When the tornado comes, huh? How do you know that?
Because I watched Animal Planet.
Okay.
I watched this kind of show about this guy. When these animals die, he freezes them and makes them into like kind of statues or something like that, so they can keep them. And then while he was and then they heard on the radio that there was gonna be a tornado at night. So they got all the stuff that they needed, and they hurry up to the basement.
It's a storm cellar, they call it.
Yeah.
They call that the storm cellar.
Okay.
Are we all done?
Yes. Sorry. So we have to let Mr.